In this video, we'll be looking at how to add new unit details to the system. So from here, you can navigate to the customer tab, click on it, and below here, you'll be able to see new unit. Now under new unit, you'll have to put these details and we can add various kinds of units, the owner, tenant, unit details and the meter details. So to begin with, let's just add the owner details for the unit. So for example, the owner is Ajay. Their phone number can be added. Uh, this is not compulsory, but you can add it for communication. Any email address they have can be added. The cluster. So your facilities or building is divided among various clusters. So this can be navigated in the drop down over here. But you can also configure the clusters, towers, and categories in the site configuration, which we'll look at later. So from these clusters, I see MG and we'll select that as the cluster. And under tower in MG, there's only one tower. There can be multiple towers in numerical wise. So over here, I can see this tower and you can select that. And unit number can be created, which is a combination of the name and the unit of the customer, just to understand it better. So you can create the unit number as Ajay 1, and category can be the kind of space that they own. So it can be your 3 BHK, 1 BHK, or your departmental store depending on the facility. So you can just select the category over here. Under display unit number, it's the unit number that can be displayed in the system. So under unit number, we just put the name, we'll put the flat number if any of Ajay and the cluster. So this will be your displayed unit number. The area that Ajay owns is important in billing because then that's calculated depending on the area in square feet that you put in. Any alternate numbers that they may have can be put in over here, or in multiple cases you can just separate them with a comma. And after this, any alternate email addresses similarly can be added. Address lines, co-owners. So if with Ajay, their wife owns the apartment, then they can put their names over here. And under occupancy, since we are adding an owner, we'll select owner. And with this, you can add any other custom field. So if you want the Aadhaar information, ID proof information, GST number, you can also add a field with the photo ID and save it. So a new field will be added over here. After this, once you add the owner details, if in cases you also have a tenant, then you can just go on tenant details over here. And for the same owner, you need to add the tenant. So if with Ajay, another tenant, let's say Priya lives, then you just add their name. You add the phone number, which is not mandatory, but we'll add it for communication. Any tenant email details can be added. Agreement start date. So if the agreement has been started on February of 2024, we'll add that. Agreement period. So if it's for 36 months, we'll add that. So agreement end date automatically becomes February of 2027. Move in date. So if the agreement started in February of 2024, then if they moved in on the 8th of February, it can be added. Move out date. Again, when they plan to move out, roughly you can add it over here. Any other remarks, the ID numbers, PAN card, GST, anything else that you need to put over here can be put, or you can also add a custom field like we did. And after this, we'll go to unit details. Now under unit details, these are important for billing, where you will be able to see possession date. So if the owner got possession in 2023, we'll just go on 2023 of Jan and click on the possession date. Then the handover date, let's say they got the handover in February of 2023, then we'll add that. Maintenance start date, again, from what date the maintenance starts getting billed, then we'll just put that as the 2nd of February. And the first bill date, as over here, is very important because all the charges are calculated from this date for billing. So you need to put an accurate first bill date, otherwise it affects your billing cycle. So the first bill date, like over here, let's just select it as February of 2023. Now, current bill start date is again this billing start date. So over here, you just put that, and as you can see, the bill will get generated as per this start date. And maintenance effective date, as you can see over here, the date of maintenance charges will get start, and this needs to be set in case of maintenance charges. So you can just select it as March and you can put that. Any other details like the PAN number, GST number, anything else, if there is a security deposit amount that the tenant has given, anything else, then you can put that under unit details. And onto the next field for meter details. So once you have a meter, if it's prepaid or postpaid, you need to specify. So if it's a postpaid meter, the grid demand load is again important, so you just put that as the grid demand load. And the DG demand load is again also very important, so these values have to be put in accurately. And under DG meter number, you put the number of the meter, meter seal number, gas meter number. All this can be put in or left out, these are optional fields, but grid demand and DG demand load are very important. And any other details you add, you can just cross check everything else, and this all in all belongs to one single unit. And after checking these details, once you save it, you can see everything has been added successfully. Now to cross check this, we'll just refresh the slide, go to customer, search a unit, and since the unit was under Ajay's name, we'll just select Ajay, Mr. Ajay over here. If we click on it, we'll be able to see the owner is Ajay with whatever details we gave. Unit is so and so, tenant details, and everything else is here. Now, going back on how to configure clusters and towers. So if in your facility new clusters get added, or if you want to edit it, you just need to go to settings, site configuration, and over here under cluster list you can just add a new cluster. So if a PQ cluster gets added, you can abbreviate it, and under that cluster if a PQ1 tower is added, you just select that. Any multiple towers can be also added. Unit category, if we have a new category for a 2 BHK, then we just add it. Otherwise, you can also edit such details. So if in case of MS, we have an RT tower, then you can just edit it over here and MS gets removed. After that, going back on customer units, like we saw, you can just search the units and edit it, view unit details. So if over here I go and if I want to edit anything else, you can just edit it. Otherwise, going back on the unit, you can see every other detail over here and always add anything else. Now there is also one other thing where if your tenant, let's say Priya, she moves out on some date, then you need to tell the system that she has moved out. So for that, you just need to go on the specified unit like we are over here, go to tenant details, edit it, and below once you scroll, you will be able to see the move out option. And once I click on move out, I'll have to tell the system that Priya has moved out as on the 1st of May, and then we specify the remarks, if any, early move out, let's say. And if we save it, then the tenant will be marked as moved out. And if I go and check it, now there are no tenant details visible. Priya's name is no longer visible, so the system has considered her as moved out already. And after the tenant moves out, you can add any other tenant details, the fresh ones you want to. So this was all for adding new units. Thank you.